Hello and welcome to my updated Rainbow Six Siege tier list with Year 6 Season 3 Version 1 stuff. What's it called? The patches. So, let's see, we've got all the operators here, including Osa and Thunderbird, because they weren't on my last tier list. And we're going to go in order again based on release. So, Sledge. Don't remember where Sledge was. In fact, give me a second. I'll pull up my last tier list and then I'll compare it. So there'll be a cut in the recording until we figure out what we're doing with that. So all right, so we're back. I've pulled up my tier list so I can compare, so that way I don't put someone who got weaker higher than they were because I thought that they were better. But Sledge did lose his SMG-11, still has this powerful kit of the L85 with an ACOG and frag grenades. So he will stay in B tier, but he'll be a lower B tier than he was. Smoke, with him no longer being able to smoke through walls, but still having the shotgun SMG-11 shield, A. Thatcher, I had Thatcher in A, but he just is such a powerful operator that when he's played, he's an S tier. I don't know why I put him in A tier. I think it might have been because he was banned quite frequently, but they haven't nerfed him. He's just getting better because he counters every defender in some way or another. Because he can disable sights and the optics of like the hollow, reflex, red dot, phones, cameras. Mute falls down to upper A, but lower than smoke because of the change that he's a cylinder, no longer a cylinder, so he cannot get the top of a wall, or he cannot get the, what's it called? Hatches anymore. Ash. I had Ash in A S tier, then they made her recoil hard to control, so she's gonna fall. It's not much harder, but she is still gonna fall down into A tier, high A. She's still really powerful. She did lose a full breaching round though, so she's less able to enter the site just with her gadget, but she still has breach charges for that. Castle hasn't really gotten better, but hasn't gotten worse, so he'll stay in C tier for the same reasons. It's got a good kit. His prox alarms and his armor panels are good with the secondary shotgun and the UMP45 with a HCOG, which is the 1.5. Very nice. And him being able to hold long angles because of the extended barrel with that 1.5, a lot more lethal than Pulse's, but Pulse is better because of nitrous. Thermite, A tier, quite obvious. He's powerful. His assault rifle, the 5.56 XI, still really good. His kit with now having smoke grenades instead of a claymore, allowing him to breach, smoke, plant, and then get out. Or breach, smoke it for someone like the Osa to put down a shield and then plant behind the shield. Really powerful. Pulse once again. I had Pulse in B, but I don't think he's a B tier operator anymore. I think he's actually fallen to being above Castle in C tier. And not because of nerfs, because just Pulse is overrated. There, I said it. Pulse is overrated. The scanner, yes, it gives him a good advantage. He can see through walls. It's basically wall hacks. But he can't ping directly on an enemy because it doesn't go through walls like some other characters' gadgets do now. So yeah, Twitch makes her jump to the top of A tier. Having a normal drone and drone phase now allows Twitch to be able to save both her shock drones for action phase. However, it does mean she cannot destroy defaults during prep phase, but it can jump now, and that was the one thing holding it back. Doc. Doc is good. Doc is really good. He is a B tier. MP5, P90, the French shotgun. P9 and the LFP. That's a good loadout. Barbed wire. I don't remember what his other utility is. I think it might be a bulletproof camera. Don't quote me on that, though. Really powerful. When in the right hands, Doc is lethal, but also helpful. Montaigne is low B tier. Once again, he's really good late game. Like, if you get the plant down right in a corner, you can just sit in the corner as Monty, and if, let's say, the defenders already used all their C4 or impacts, they can't kill you. So they have to try and disable while you're blocking it, and you'll just drop your shield on them. Brook is A tier. Brook is up there with Ash and Mute, in between Ash and Mute, because of the buff to him. His armor no longer goes away when you get down but not out, when you go into the down but not out stage. It's a permanent 20 HP boost. Yes, so that means if you're a Rook and have a Doc Stim with armoring, you have 185 health now. Pretty powerful if you ask me. Glass did get a buff. He goes up into the C tier. 15 round mags instead of 10. Still being able to see through the smoke and all that. Pretty good. He is the only sniper class weapon that has more than multiplying scope. Like, I think his is 6 times when you flip up the sight. He's the only one that has more than 5 ammo per round. Capcan is B tier. I'm gonna say Capcan's better than Sledge in my opinion. The 9x19 and the Sega, pretty powerful primaries. Nitro impact. Capcan is, and the amount of rounds that I've seen this season, just in the one day I've been playing it, I played multiple rounds. I saw Capcan's winning games was incredibly powerful, was incredibly high. Fuse is definitely a high B tier operator now, probably better than Doc, because of the buff to him where he can fuse through metal walls and hatches that aren't electrified or jammed. Because if the wall is jammed where you put the fuse charge, you can't do it. But then again, you could argue that he should be lower because of the nerf to him, where if he does it on a reinforced wall, it's going to make a lot of noise and give a visual cue. So that way the defender camping there can just turn and shoot at once. And then boom. Chonka. Chonka is going to be our first Actually, no, Chonka is going to go up there in C tier, just under Castle though. He does now have 14 Shumikas, so that's, and 7 in the gun. So he has 4 more than I did this last, but still. He's and a deployable shield now. He's got to go up. He's got to go higher than Pulse at this rate. He's really good because he can sit behind a shield with his LMG and just lay down mud. Okay, Blitz. This one's gonna surprise you if you saw my last one. Last time I had him in F tier, right here, top of F tier with a very specific operator that I'll get to later. But this season he's actually gone up to C tier, low glass, higher than Castle though. And here is my reasoning as to why. The buff to flashes. Now, even if you're turned away but within range of the flash, you will get fully blinded, which will allow Blitz to aim, or his teammate to aim down the sights and shoot the Blitz and shoot the character who find it. So it basically just allows Blitz players to finally play Blitz again, and he will be prominent because the P12, good pistol, smoke grenades, breach charge, he's got, and a flashbang. Jaeger did get a recoil adjustment. I don't find it that much more difficult to control, but he's still got 3. He's still got barbed wire. He's still an S tier operator, even after all his nerfs. He's not the best anymore. And we'll get to the new S tier best operator in a minute when we get to them. IQ is now a high B tier, below Doc, higher than Capcan. And the reasoning behind that is she can now ping through walls. So let's say, and you're going to see what you're looking at. So let's say you flip up and you see a bunch of stuff and you don't know what it is. You can look at it and be like, oh, that's a Banshee. Ping it through the wall for your team. Oh, that's a Capcan trap. Ping it through the wall for your team. It's pretty good in that sense. And she can ping defenders on their phones. Or she can ping Echo when he's using his arm tablet. Bandit's still A tier. I'd say under Ash and Smoke, but better than Mute. Bandit still can electrify all the things he could: shields, barbed wire, walls, technically hatches, but you're just giving that hatch away if you electrify it with him. MP7 still a good SMG. P12 pistol, as I preached on earlier, with Blitz is a really good pistol. Don't sleep on it. Okay, now we're moving into the fun ones. The Buck. Look, as much as I want to put Buck up in a higher rank, I have to be smart. He's low A tier. I'm sorry, Buck. You're a low A tier character now. Yeah, Buck is a low A tier. He does have hard breach now, which I don't think he had when I did this before. I think he still had the Claymore. But he's got a hard breach, which I don't use. I use the stuns. CA 1.5, pretty powerful, pretty nice. Frost goes down into D tier. She's getting worse. They took away her 1.5. What else did they take away from her? You no longer being able to see injured points, if you don't hear the trap go off, you'll never know that someone's in the trap. Blackbeard, also D tier, worse than Frost in my opinion. The shield just only has 20 HP now. It is useless. Valkyrie, S tier, worse than Jaeger, of course. Her cams are still really hard to see. That's why Valkyrie Elite is made in Pro League, because that cam blends in even more. And there's a couple spots where you can throw them and they're just invisible. Like, I know there's a spot on Canal Basement that's invisible. And I do it all the time, which I'm going to stop doing because I don't want to be called a cheater. Capital in C tier. Still in C tier. I'm looking at where they are after. Still got a pretty okay kit. The M249 and the Para 308. Pretty powerful. Both have the same fire rate, damage, and mobility. It's just you have to choose. You want fast reloads or slow reloads. And then Cavi's pistol without its built-in suppressor. It's all right. And then the fire and the smoke bolts are nice, and the hard breach or claymore. I think his kit can get improved, and don't be surprised if it does. Caveira goes above Buck. She's still good. She still makes no noise. You can't even hear her when she's walking behind you with her style step. You can hear her when she's sprinting behind you, but not when she's walking. Still, her weapons are the only thing holding her back from A tier, from higher A or S tier. Yeah, the M12 and the Spaz 15 aren't the greatest. A lot of people just run Cav pistol only. Next up, you got your hard breach Ivana. Ivana is definitely still a B tier operator. She's good. It's just Hibana, just Thermite and Ace do her job better of breaching walls, but she's best for breaching a hatch. Type 89 still only has 21 ammo and a full mag with one in the chamber. That's low for an assault rifle. Haven't played her this season, although I do know she's still in the same spot she was before. Echo is in B tier below IQ, since IQ can see exactly where the Echo drone is. But in late game, like 10-second left situations, if you have both Echoes up on site, you are guaranteed to win that round, because you'll hear you can watch them, hear the plant go off, and then sonic burst them. Wait a second for them to start planting again. So if you sonic burst them with 5 seconds left on the game, just wait till they get the plant down and time expires, and then sonic burst them again. It's a Jackal. Oh, and then he has a suppressed MP5, which does more damage than Doc and Rook and Release's MP5 with a built-in suppressor. Jaeger. Jackal. Jackal's still really good. He's up there high S tier. C70 has like no recoil. The PDW-9 is a really powerful SMG. Pistol and a pocket shotgun. Not many attackers have the pocket shotgun. Only ones that do now are, what's his name? Gridlock and Jackal. Technically Buck too. And his foot scanner is still as powerful as always, and smoke grenades and a claymore. Pretty powerful loadout. Mira up in S tier, above Jackal, but below Ash or above Ash. Above Ash. We'll go with above Ash. Actually, no. She did drop a bit. She's still good, but she's middle of A tier now, in my opinion, due to the nerf of the glass. Yes, now you can go up to mirror windows, Maestro turrets, and Osa shields, melee them, and then the glass is shattered. Well, I get what Ubisoft was doing. It really hurt some of those characters. But Mira still has a powerful kit, pocket shotgun, the Vector with a nitro cell. If you're camping behind, let's say, Oregon Closet mirror window overlooking the laundry approach, and you can get an easy C4 kill, you're just gonna walk away with that game. Ying is a upper B tier character because of the buff to the flash. Even if you're not looking, you're gonna be fully blinded, and Ying is immune to flashes. So she can flash, run in there with second candela going in, and a second and third candela going in. She's immune to her own flashbangs, and then she can just 1-2, you're dead. Legion. Oh, and then an LMG with a powerful pistol and the Q929 and smoke grenades. She's just lethal. Legion is B tier as well, under IQ, because IQ can see things, and they're not completely invisible, and they don't do 10 damage on impact anymore. Pretty hard for that to happen. Here is a major change from last time. Sophia has dropped down to the top 4 of 8 of B tier, in towards like top middle B tier, strictly because the M762 had a big recoil adjustment where it went to impossible to control on console, which is what I play, and I play controller on PC. It's really hard to control, but they did reverse it somewhat, so it's a little bit easier to control, but still some people struggle with it. Ella, after losing her like reduced effect with concussions, like Zoph's concussions and her own concussions, she definitely falls down to B tier. Better than IQ because the FO12 is just the best shotgun in the game, and she's got a deployable shield. Oh, and no. Recharge claymore for Zofia, that really doesn't need to be explained. Dokkaebi, I wish you were better. Bottom of B tier. She's going to be a low B tier. She lost her C75. early this year. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I covered that. She lost to D75 last time. A lot of people have gotten better with that, but she still doesn't have frag grenades, which sucks. She could be better. She's not. Vigil also is a B tier, but he used to be high B tier. Now he's lower because his K1A got a little harder to control. It's not that much harder, but just it's slight. Okay, Lion. Throwing him down in C tier. Upper C tier. And once again, the only reason he's such an easy character to counter, just stand still. But his kit, the V308 and the LFP, powerful primary and secondary guns. And then the French shotgun, which he can one-hand, by the way, when he's using his scan, he can one-hand that shotgun. Finka goes in to be just higher than Doc with her boost, with her buff of being a permanent healer on attack, and then being able to have frag grenades again. That's a really big adjustment. Really big adjustment that benefits her. Next up is Alibi. Alibi is actually up here with IQ, is actually better than IQ, worse than Ella, in my personal opinion. She's got the MX4 Storm, low damage, high fire rate, 1.5 capable now. She's got the ACS 12, which now has a 2.0 scope for her, and Maestro, which also has 4 full magazines instead of only 3. And then Maestro was up in A tier. He falls down to basically low A. Still, actually, no. He actually falls down into B tier, just below Sophia, because of the change of HP replacing armor. It used to do 5 damage flat. Now it does 5 damage to every armor. It used to do 5 damage to everyone. So it would take 20 shots to kill a Brook. 20 shots to kill an Ash. I don't know why I used Brook, because Brook was first armor, so yeah. Now it takes 20 shots to kill an Ash, 22 to kill a Smoke or a Thermite, and then 26 to kill a Gridlock. That's how long it takes because of the change to the HP. And Shattered Glass, he's just dropping down, but the Alda is still good. That's what's keeping him from low B. Maverick, still really stealthy for a hard breacher. Really good at clearing out utility. I'm definitely going to say that he goes in A tier. Since he's not as good of a hard breacher as, let's say, a Thermite or an Ace, he goes below Thermite and Ace, but he's still good at getting, like, he's the only one that can get rid of the Bandit and the Kate and the Mute without having to use Twitch will get jammed by that Bandit or the Mute. You'll get jammed by the you won't get jammed because your thing is fire. Is a fire, yes. Clash, I don't even need to explain this. She's F tier. Her shield is useless. You may get meleeed once and it's a full 3 countries away from you. Need I say more? And nobody plays her because everyone hates her. Nomad's up there with IQ. She did fall down. She did have a slight fall from grace with Mute being able to jam her air jabs. But still, she is really good when needed. Like, still, you got that debate, primary gun, AK or ARX. I personally am all for the AK, but I see the argument of the ARX. It is that good. Moving on to Kate, and then she's still got the Capital pistol and the sniper pistol. Gaid, up in S tier, high S tier, good gun in the AUG A3. Being able to instantly electrify the chalet wall by destroying the barricade. Really nice. Only real counter is Thatcher, because a Maverick, if you put it at the top of the wall, Maverick's not going to see it. Twitch will have to look really hard to find it, and then you could destroy the Twitch room before she hits it. Fuse won't be able to do anything against it unless he can get the right cluster charge angle. A grenade's not going to reach the roof. He just runs away with it clearly. Now, Gridlock. Gridlock is just slightly worse Nomad because it's the same reason as Maestro. It used to do 10 damage to everyone. It still does 10 damage, but now because HP replaced it, operators have extra health. So they can walk on the spikes for longer. And M249 Saw, F90, Super Shorty, great loadout. Great primaries. Only thing that held her back from being higher in A tier, in B tier, I mean, or even A tier, is that nerf to her gadget. Mozzie's still really good at denying intel. However, he did drop a little bit to be only right above Thermite. Unless there's somebody else that changes it, but I think that's going to be where Mozzie sits. All because of one thing. There's no more Twitch drone in drone phase. So he can't get a Twitch drone, run outside in drone phase, zap the Thermite, get back in. Knock. She's one of the few characters with frag grenades. And she actually, I think, got pushed up to A tier with, because a lot of people started running bulletproof cameras because there's going to be a buff to them. I think she actually gets pushed up to being better than Buck because she's able to sneak around silently, has an FMG9, which is pretty powerful, and a deal. With the frag grenades, that's pretty good. Warden, welcome down to D tier. He's got a good loadout. The M590 and the SMG12 is good. Just his utility is useless. One time, I've only had his gadget help me once in a fight. Once. That was lucky. Welcome down to D tier. Amaru, she did fall from C tier. Just, it's too loud. You can hear Amaru coming, so you can just move to the side of the window and have, if you have a shotgun, just shotgun her the second she lands. She does have the Supernova. She does have the G8A1, and she's the only G8A1 that has any magnification because IQ's doesn't. Yeah. Goyo is the bottom of B tier. Grenades, Gone 6, all of that destroys the shield. Sledgehammer 2, Fuse, any explosive will destroy it. Sophia, Ash, and cause the fire to happen. So if you're a defender holding on from a Goyo shield and you get it blown up, you're dead. Callie, she did get a buff. Callie did indeed get a buff. So I will keep her. I will put her at the very top of B tier. Because, and then again, Callie can't beat Kate. I should mention that because it's hard to Callie the top of the wall, especially if it's on the ceiling. But CSRX, really good. Now has 35 spare ammo instead of only 115, I think it was. Yeah. Wamai is still all right. The AUG, the MP5K, Kratos, P12. I'm going to have to say he's just better than Sledge. He can be more lethal. He is more lethal than Sledge because the AUG, I find, is more powerful than the L85. Especially with a red dot. And being able to counter, being able to be the only Capitao counter, I think that has to give him some kind of a buff. Like the Edge. Yana, she is mid. She's better than Wamai. Only reason I say that she's better than Wamai is that she was higher. She would be higher if she did not lose her ACOG and 2.0 on the ARX and G36C respectively. She does not lose those. She's still good. Her utility is still great, being able to burn through a Surya gate and all that. But then if it's destroyed, it takes forever to recharge. So why would you do that unless you absolutely have to? Orcs is still in D tier. So, but Frost is just better than him. The T5 is a good SMG, and the Bailiff 410 being able to open up hatches. You can get really vertical with orcs, being able to go up and down floors. It's just when does the Rima dash ever get you a kill? Except if it's against a Montang who's in the corner. Take that into consideration. Next up, we have Ace. Ace is in top 3 of A tier. Ace is a top 3 A tier character. Did lose his smoke grenades, which is a shame. He was really powerful with them. AK-12 is still good. Recoil did get slightly hard to control, but it got really hard to control, and then people complained, so they made it a little bit better. Don't be surprised if Ace loses his AK though in the future, kind of like Melusi lost her T5. Speaking of Melusi, her gadget did get nerfed, so where once it opens, it can be shot, so that drops her into B tier, in my personal opinion. MP5 is still good. Nitro Cell is still powerful. Just having her gadget where you can have somebody, let's say, on a window watching, have a teammate walk in, and then have it be destroyed almost immediately, that's just bad for Melusi. Zero. I'd say Zero is up there with I'd say Zero is actually better than Ella and IQ. Ella, Alibi, IQ, and everyone below. The ST3000, really nice gun. Having the cams have infinite lasers now allows you to hide them in different spots where people wouldn't expect them, even though they're still loud as hell. You can hide it, and then if you can get it hidden in a really good spot, you can use it to watch flank or have a last second or break off part of the jammer or wall, or break off the jammer, break off the bandit batteries, and all that. Aruni is still S tier. P10 is just such a good gun. I'm going to put her above Knock and Buck, but below Calf. Having a marksman on defense is also really nice because you can punch out a wall. That too. She can make rotate holes without wasting ammo. She can punch out part of a wall and just sit there with a marksman rifle on some maps and spawn peek. What else? Who else was it? Her Surya gates counter everyone. Nobody can walk through them except defenders. And then you'll have to waste a drone, a grenade, a smoke grenade, a stun grenade, 30 HP, a Yana. She's just that good. Flores, I did say he was A tier last season, last time I did this, which was when he first came out. But after having him for 2 or 3 seasons, I realized that he's actually not as good as we thought. He is still good. He is still average, which is B tier. The Jaeger 33 is really nice. The GSH is a good pistol for him. The stuns or Claymore are the only things I think we could change. I don't think he needs Claymore. I think he would benefit more from a hard charge. But that's just my opinion. Thunderbird. Thunderbird is S tier. Middle of S tier. She is that powerful. Yes, I know. Thunderbird. She's new. But being able to place on 3 Kona stations and having infinite heals for an entire game, kind of good. So yes, that means if you have a Rook, a Doc, and a Thunderbird, you can be very healed up. And last but not least, Osa. Now, Osa is brand new. She's only been out for 24 hours after recording, but I've played her a bunch. And after communicating with my friends, I think Osa belongs in B tier, just above 0, below Doc. Basically right in the middle. Can't get mad at that. She has good guns in the 5.56 and the PDW and the PMM. Her shield is probably going to get a nerf. She's probably only going to get one of them because having 2 glass shields is powerful. It does have the shattered glass mechanic, so you can break it and hide a claymore behind it, which she does have. Or if a defender, let's say you put one down, you put it down and there's a frost. Frost can melee the glass shield and move whatever traps behind it and then get a kill. So yeah, that's it. Oh, and she also got smoke grenades, so she's pretty viable right now. That's it for my tier list. Let me know down in the comments what you would change. I'm pretty sure that this tier list is going to stay very similar to how it is now for the next season and the season after. Next few seasons, as I don't think anybody here is getting a nerf, except maybe Thatcher might get a nerf eventually. Like, they might take away his AR-33 and make you have to use the L85. But then again, that's still powerful. You might take away his L85 or take away his ACOG, something like that. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. All that stuff helps me with the YouTube algorithm. And have a good night. If you're watching this tonight, have a good evening. If you're watching this in the evening. And have a good day if you're watching this in the middle of the day. Bye, guys.